What's up, guys? It's Topher here again. Another video. I was just processing some of my things, cutting tags, cleaning shoes, and figured I should make a video about what I have been picking up this past half week or so. I do all my sourcing at the thrift store. I used to do the occasional garage sale, and I think once I did an auction, but thrift stores have continually been profitable for me, and they have provided me with enough inventory to support my business. I did do garage sales, but it's frustrating for me to have to go to an ATM, get cash, and most of it is honestly hard goods and not a lot of clothing. Don't love doing hard goods. And same with auctions, not a lot of clothing. And so, yeah, I figure it's just easier. I've tried picking up from people to take it to Goodwill for them and then picking what they have out of it, but you end up with a lot of really low value stuff that I don't feel like is super worth my time. It just ends up being a lot more work than it's worth. So anyway, here's what I found this week. I did find a lot of shoes, which hurts me because I just hate cleaning them, but I try and source shoes that don't need a lot of cleaning and that are high value enough to make my time worth it. I think that in any business there's just going to be stuff that you have to do that isn't fun. So let's get started with the shoes. So these are exciting. I found these yesterday. These are Air Max React something or other. They're pretty in right now. I see a lot of people wearing them. And they're great. These should go for $60+ I'll probably list them around $60 to get a quick sale out of them. They're good size. They're a men's 9.5. Very popular. The bubbles back here, these are filled with air and they're not popped. They're nice and tight. They're very clean. I'll just have to brush them off. There's just some dirt in the soles and everything. And these were $10. Next up, we have some Crocs. Crocs are in, I think, right now. I'm not totally sure. I see a lot of people wearing them. I know they were super in a few years ago, and I don't know if they're in or on their way out or if they're just a staple. I picked up a few like slip-ons, a sandal, and then like a canvas slip-on. But these are like the classic clogs, except for they have this leather on the top. I haven't sold any Crocs yet, despite picking those up, but these were super cheap in terms of shoes from my thrift stores for $7, and I'm hoping to get probably at least 30 out of them. I'd be happy with 30. Just a quick flip. They're pretty light. They might go first class, but they won't go more than 2 pounds. Priority mail. I found these yesterday as well. These were not super cheap. These were $13, and they're 5'11" tactical. I think the model number is here. The Recon Trainer. That was really handy, but it also says it on the tag in here. Recon Trainer. There wasn't a lot of information on these in terms of like eBay and comps and everything. Seemed like it varied from like $30 to $50. These were in really good condition. I'll probably do a quick brush off, get some rocks out of the cracks in the soles, and clean them real quick, but they shouldn't take that much time at all. So I figured it'd be worth the $13 to take a risk on them. Maybe, hopefully make at least $13. I'll probably list them around $40. Sometimes stuff like this sells really, really fast, where I feel like I price it at or just below market and it sells right away, even though that there's cheaper options on the market. So I'm not totally sure what that is, but I think I might have the only size on eBay right now of this size. Next, I have some soccer cleats. I used to play a lot of soccer. I played over a decade of soccer and still do casually sometimes, so I know good cleats cost a lot of money, and I know good cleats when I see them. These are Adidas F50s, which I don't believe they make anymore. They're just the super lightweight, like speed shoe. The soles are in really good condition. A lot of times these studs can be broken off or really worn out from people wearing them on tiles or hardwood floors and not grass. But even the insoles, that's how I like to tell wear is, especially in sports shoes, when your foot's sliding around, is the graphics on the insoles wear off really fast. So I should get probably 50 to 60 on these. These are $13. But again, they're super lightweight. I think they're the top end of the line. And then, yeah, so I am excited about these, especially heading into fall as a lot of high school seasons get started and college seasons that hopefully someone will want a gently used pair of cleats. Next we have some Adidas trainers. I believe these are women's, which leads me into an interesting conversation I'll share in just a minute. But Adidas does this thing with their, I think it's called Pure Boost. This is a part of their Boost line, but they have, I can stick my fingers underneath this arch. That makes it look really cool. I know some of them are only worth like $30, but these ones I've looked up and there's only brand new listed on eBay. And I think only brand new sold as well. They were $10. I figured I'd be able to get at least 30 to 40 out of them and double my money. Again, sometimes I wonder why I pick up shoes, because these aren't going to be, they're pretty clean, especially for white shoes, but I'm still going to have to clean them, and to double my money isn't terribly worth it when I have a lot of other stuff that I can find and list. But the interesting story about these is that these are women's, but I found them in the men's section. This happens to me fairly frequently, at least at my thrift store, is that they're just putting out shoes as often as they can because they get scooped up really fast. There's a lot of shoe resellers out there, like that they buy at the Goodwill and then they go to the flea market, and then like resellers like me buy them at the flea market. But so they're just putting shoes out and they don't look up the style numbers. Sometimes they don't even look at the tag to see if it says women's or men's. So these are women's in the men's section, and I have found men's shoes in the women's sections as well. Usually it's these athletic shoes. These look pretty unisex, but it's worth taking a look at the women's section. My Goodwill has the shoe racks above the shelves, or the aisles, or the racks of clothes, and so I just walk up and down the aisles real quick. I only look at interesting shoes that are like tennis shoes, athletic shoes. I don't want to get into dress shoes, and sometimes I do boots, but women's is a difficult category for me, just as men's used to be, but I put the work in, but I don't know if I am comfortable shopping in the women's section. But anyway, those are a great find, especially since if you go to the women's section and there's men's shoes there, men don't typically look for shoes in the women's section, and women are going to see men's shoes and they're not going to buy them because they're men's sizing. And so oftentimes you can find like little hidden gems here and there like that. Okay, lastly, for shoes, another brand I don't really pick up that often are Asics. I know there's money in Asics, not as much as like Nike shoes and all that, but these ones are in really, really good condition. You can tell like the quality of the soles there. They're not super worn. There's not any dirt. This pink is still super bright. No rips or tears. Insole graphics are still there. As with many things, I'm tempted to sell these as new without box, or new no tags, whatever. But I don't ever do that, just in case some buyer just gets really picky. I just sell them in good used condition, or great used, or excellent used condition. Just because I don't know and I want to be honest, is that I'll undersell and over-deliver. But anyway, they were in super good condition. They're a good color. People really like this like multicolored woven knit fabric. And I looked them up, and they should get me, I am hoping to get 45 to 50 out of them, so I'll list them at 55 or 60 and then send out or take a lower offer for them. They're a little heavy. They're a big size. They're a size 14, which can be good and it can be bad. A lot of people with bigger feet just buy. They don't care what shoe it is. They'll just buy whatever shoe is their size. But also, there's less buyers that have a size 14 shoe. But I think 14 is a good one. So you start to get like 16, 17, 18. It gets kind of wonky. But yeah, these should be hopefully a quick flip within a month. On to the clothing items. I picked these, they're O'Neill board shorts. This summer has kind of been for me the experimenting with shorts. I didn't look at shorts. I only did tops for the longest time. But this summer I'm doing shorts, and it's been really good for me, as I almost exclusively do pants and shorts these days. It's really easy for me to go down the racks and see all the new things. So I go to my local thrift store 3 days a week, and this week's new tag is green. And so all of the shorts and pants are hanging up with the tags sticking out like that. So I can just go down and see all the green tags and look at the green tags, because I've already looked at all the other color tags. So it's really quick, and there's good money in shorts. I think Just like I did a while ago, resellers don't want to deal with looking for pants and shorts, and tops can just be easier to like pan through and look at the tags instead of trying to pull down waistbands. But it's been good. Board shorts are in season. Hopefully I didn't buy these too late. I bought them for $4 just to kind of experiment. Usually people want amphibian shorts and not just the board shorts. But they're a good pattern and they feel really quality. This is all embroidered O'Neill right here. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up for shorts, I do have more O'Neill shorts, but these are the hybrid shorts. So these shorts, you've probably heard about them before, but they are shorts that you can wear, lock, they're casual, but they're also swim trunks, like quick dry, stretch fabric. The nice thing about these is almost all the big brands have this tag, like a tag like this, like Billabong, Volcom, O'Neill, Hurley. They'll all have like the model name in the waistband, which is really nice. It's super easy to look up. Sellers have the names in their titles. But these I paid $5 for. I'll probably list them for just $19.95, and hopefully they'll go pretty fast, and I'll make $5 to $10. These ones I bought for myself. I do this a lot where I buy it for myself and I list it on eBay to see if anything buys. It is a Polo Jeans company, which is a label of Polo Ralph Lauren, and they're like carpenter cargo pants, which cargo pants are definitely making a huge comeback, especially carpenter pants. You see a lot of Dickies, a lot of Carhartt out there, and so these were not vintage, but a kind of defunct label for Polo Ralph Lauren, and they're just like a really good style. They're lightweight and they have the stitching. I really like the stitching on the outside and the double knee and everything like that. So these I'll probably list for probably $30. They're only $6, and I'll wear them for a bit, see if I like them. If I don't, they can sell on eBay and I can drop the price as needed. And if I like them, then I can just take them down off eBay. Next we have activewear jacket. I've never seen this before. It's this half moon logo. I tried to use Google Lens, which is like picture to Google what else looks like it, and it just came up with half moons because the star in there is really subtle. But when I was first going through the racks, I felt this fabric. I saw the stitching, so like the pockets have like this line of stitching, a contrast stitch, and just the feel of it was really nice. And so when I look for Lululemon, there's obviously no tag in this. When I look for Lululemon, I always look at the zipper pulls because they always say Lululemon. That's easier than looking at the bottom of the jacket to find it. But these zipper pulls also have the half moon logo on it, and I had no idea what that was. I felt like it was worth looking up. Couldn't find the Google Lens, so I looked for an interior tag, and down here it says Zia Active, and the size down there. So I looked up the whole brand, and there was less than 100. I want to say also less than 50 of the whole brand listed, but they were selling up $30, $40, mostly women's. So we'll see how this does. It was only $7, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure someone will want it for 20 to 30. I'll list it 35 or 30 and see what happens. And last of the clothing, one of my favorite brands is Kuhl, Kuhl. Again, I'm sure you've heard of it. That little mountain logo appears on the backs of shirts or on the sleeve. But I'm excited to get this listed. It's a vintage shirt. It's like a fishing shirt, UPF 50, I'm sure, or something like that. That should do really well, especially since it's summer and also heading into the fall. The one problem with it is it is missing a shirt button, and I'm torn, or it's not a shirt button, it's a pocket button, and I'm torn between fixing it myself because there's a spare button inside the shirt here, or just leaving it as is and letting buyers fix it. I don't like fixing things. I don't like washing things. I like to come home and just be able to list things. I don't want to have to doctor them. But sometimes, like Kuhl, I know it'll be a quick sale with or without, and then I'll decide to do it later, which means I probably won't do it and just take a $5 to $10 hit on what I could have sold it for. And this week was the week of clocks, which is really interesting. One of my favorite finds this week, actually it probably is my favorite find this week, is this Nickelodeon Time Blaster clock. I paid $5 for it at the Goodwill I go to every couple of days. And these I've seen in reselling videos like a couple years ago as people were talking about them, but not as much anymore. I don't know if they're getting rare or like all of them are already on the market for the most part. But it's got a great look to it. I doubt you'll be able to see this, but back here it says 1995. So it's vintage, and these are super hot nostalgia sellers. If you're a reseller, you probably know about nostalgia things. But this will probably go for, I'll probably list it for $100. And the market seems to be, for broken ones, like 50 to 100, depending on the level of breaking. And then for working ones, like 100 to 150. So people want them. It does work for the most part. There's some weird wonky things just because it's almost 30 years old. But people really want that stuff. Love that find. So next we have a Panasonic flip clock. These were in style a few years ago, and it's a flip clock because it has all these little cards for the time, and as the time ticks, it releases those cards and it flips. So these are really cool. I remember wanting one a few years ago. It's got the great retro wood paneling, again with nostalgia. People like this kind of aesthetic with the wood and the silver and the metal and the font and everything. I do, but I'm not keeping it. And they were really hot a few years ago. I think there's still some that go for a lot of money, but this is the first one I found. It was only $6. Hopefully I'll get like 30 to 50 for it. I don't love selling hard goods, but I felt like I had to pick it up as like my first flip clock find. Just a neat, fun, interesting piece. I know I have boxes for it, so it's no big deal. The last find from this week is this IBM keyboard. It was only $2. I went down into Denver, about a half hour from where I live, because I had a doctor's appointment out there, and I found this guy. It is really old. It's dusty. It's gross. I think it's a mechanical keyboard by the way it sounds, but I'm not an expert in keyboards. I've only sold a few of them. But I know that like Microsoft and certain IBM keyboards go really well. This one I looked at the model number, and this one was like a few digits off a different one that sold pretty well, and there was one sold comp for $60. So I figured for $2 it was worth the risk. I can't test it because it has these weird funky cables, so I'll sell it as is. I'll probably try to get $25 plus whatever shipping is, so like 32 or whatever on this, just because it'll be hopefully a quick and easy flip, because all the other similar ones were white and this one's black, so it doesn't show age, it doesn't like yellow like a lot of other ones do. So that is it for me today. I might put some skating footage or whatever after this, but I just want to make a little bit more palatable video than that 22-minute beast that I put out the other day. I'm not going to beg for likes, comments, subscriptions, because I don't think I really care. I do appreciate all the support. If you have any for me, if you have questions, I'd love to interact and build a community in the comments. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you again soon.